Imagine a world where the color of your skin could determine your future, and the halls of higher education are the battleground. This is the reality that Donald Trump has thrust into the spotlight with his latest executive action, forcing universities and colleges to prove they aren't considering race in admissions. But here's where it gets controversial. The Trump administration is accusing institutions of using sneaky workarounds like personal statements to bypass a 2023 Supreme Court ruling that reversed affirmative action. The White House is intensifying its scrutiny on higher education institutions that receive federal funding. And it's all part of a broader attack on diversity, inclusion, and equality initiatives. Let's dive in and explore the implications of this bold move. The presidential memorandum, signed on a Thursday, is a direct response to what the administration sees as a persistent lack of transparency in higher education admissions. The document argues that, despite the Supreme Court's ruling, there's still a rampant use of diversity statements and other racial proxies that raise concerns about whether race is actually being considered in admissions. And this is the part most people miss. The memorandum directs the Education Secretary, Linda McMahon, to require that institutions submit data to verify that their admissions processes are fair and unbiased. McMahon is tasked with overhauling the U.S. higher education database, expanding the scope of required admissions reporting, and increasing accuracy checks to provide additional transparency. But why is this such a big deal? In 2023, the conservative majority U.S. Supreme Court ruled against the use of affirmative action in admissions, drastically changing the way universities can ensure diversity. The ruling allowed colleges to consider how race has shaped students' lives, but only if applicants share that information in their admissions essays. Conservative activists welcomed the ruling, arguing that affirmative action policies discriminate against white students. However, critics argue that race-conscious policies create more equal opportunities for students from marginalized groups, including students of color and those from low-income backgrounds who have been disadvantaged by historical discrimination in the higher education system. The latest action seems to extend the recent settlement agreements the administration negotiated with Ivy League universities Brown and Columbia. These institutions agreed to release admissions data and demonstrate that their hiring and admissions processes are merit-based and not influenced by considerations of diversity and race. In return, they restored their federal research funding. The universities agreed to provide the government with data on the race, grade point average, standardized test scores of applicants, admitted students, and enrolled students. They also agreed to an audit by the government and to release admissions statistics to the public. So what do you think? Is this a step towards true equality, or is it a thinly veiled attempt to dismantle diversity initiatives? How do you think this will affect the future of higher education? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's spark a conversation about this pressing issue. Remember, the future of our educational system is at stake, and your voice matters.